Hello, today we're going to make some elderberry syrup. And I've got my longtime friend Scott here. He's going to show us how to make it. He's been making it forever, and I sell it for him in my shop. But it's super easy to make, so we're going to share with you how to make it. And hopefully you guys will get some elderberries and make some yourself. Or if you can't make it, you can always go to my shop, which I'll put the links in the description box below, and buy some of Scott's. Or you can probably find it at your local health food store. Anyways, here he is.
Hi guys, my name is Scott, and I'm going to teach you how to make an elderberry syrup. Okay, so we're going to need organic whole cloves, cinnamon sticks, elderberries of course, some lovely pure raw honey, distilled water, a measuring cup for water, and for the elderberries. Now for measuring the elderberries, you can do as many or as less as you'd like, but always remember it's about a 2-to-1 ratio for the elderberries and the distilled water. This particular batch, I'm going to use 2 cups of elderberries, and I'll use 4 cups of water. And before I put the water in, I'll dig through the elderberries and I'll take out any of the stems. The stems they have more of a toxin in them, so if you get too many of them, it could be an issue, but I take them out. Usually when they're cooked, they're fine, but I take them out anyway because I don't like the look of stems. So anyway, I'll pick all those out, and then I'll put the water in, and then we'll do cloves and cinnamon sticks, and then we'll put it on the stove. Okay, so we'll do just a little pinch of cloves, maybe 2 tablespoons. And then I'll do 1, 2, 3 cinnamon sticks. You can do this for taste, same with the cloves. And then I'll take my distilled water, pour it in. And then you'll put this on the stove. You'll put it on low, the lowest temperature that your stove can handle. And then you'll let it simmer for a couple of hours. Now I like to put extra water in with my elderberries. The 2-to-1 ratio works pretty well, but you can also add a little extra water if you want more solution. The elderberries, it'll become pretty concentrated, so you can kind of adjust how you want the taste of the elderberry syrup by adjusting the water. So the 2 cups of elderberries and then the 4 cups of water would be standard. I like to do six or so cups of water because I like a nice full pot, and I'd like to make plenty of elderberry syrup for whatever I need. Okay, so I have my elderberries on the stove here, and I'm just going to turn the burner on, and we're going to turn it on low. And I am going to let this simmer. I'm going to put my lid on. And I'm going to let this simmer for a minimum of 2 hours. Now if you want a thicker syrup, let it simmer a little longer until the liquid is reduced by half. But at least 2 hours really gets all of the elderberries, all of the nutrients out of them and into your solution. So I will see you back here in a couple of hours. Okay, so I have boiled the elderberries and I have drained them already. So as soon as they're done, drain them in a fine mesh sieve, or you can use cheesecloth. That works too. And then I just kind of let it cool off for just a couple of minutes because it gets quite hot. And when you put it into glass jars, you don't want it to break your jars. Okay, so I'm going to take the lid back off, and I'm going to put this into my jar very carefully. Hopefully I don't spill. I spilled. That's okay. Okay. Okay, so now I filled my jars actually about 2/3 full. A little bit less or more is fine. If you want a really shelf-stable elderberry syrup, fill it half of the juice and then half with honey, pure raw honey. I like to do 2/3 because it keeps it shelf stable long enough until you get it into, until somebody buys it, or, until you get ready to use it. And then you just keep it refrigerated for 2 to 3 months, and it should do you rather well. So I'll fill this jar up to almost to the top, and this one too, with some raw honey. Okay, so 2/3 filled with the solution, and then the rest with honey. So we got just a little bit of honey here. That should keep it shelf stable long enough until you actually use it. This stuff is really tasty, so I think it'll go quickly once you get it. So I just mix it up really, really well. So you can use a jar too and shake it, but I'll mix this up. And it will take a little bit to mix it. But once it's mixed, we'll put it into the little brown jars, and then it'll be refrigerated. Okay, everything's mixed up really well. Now this made a ton, so you can actually take the recipe and do, if you just want us like maybe 1 jar for yourself, this will last, a month or 2 months probably. All you do is do 1 cup of elderberries, and then the 2, 3, 4 cups of distilled water to your preference, depending on how thick you like it. And then if you want, you can put them into the little brown bottles. Brown bottles are good. Put them in there, and then you can store them. They stay a lot better, but you can keep them in the jar too. Be careful not to use a metal lid. You can use the regular ball jar lids, the canning lids that come with these. That's not too bad. Plastic lid's okay too. Keep them in the fridge, and then just use it as needed.
Okay, well, we'll thank Scott for showing us how he makes elderberry syrup. And I'm going to talk a little bit about elderberry and the way I take it. The way I take Scott's syrup is, like if I'm in a hurry, I'll just take it directly, like a spoonful or something. But my favorite way is to have it in tea, especially green tea, because green tea doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, and then I put that in there, and you get the cinnamon and the clove, and oh, it's so good. It's really, really good. But you can take it any way you want. Now, elderberry has been known for, boosting the immune system, and a lot of people take it for the cold and flu season and everything. But there's a whole lot to elderberry that I really didn't know about until I started researching it. And it helps you for weight loss. It's got something that speeds up the metabolism in it. It reduces the appearance of age spots that you get on your hands and face. And all this stuff has been studied, and so it's got all kinds of studies back behind it and everything. It's great for cholesterol, which I didn't know if Scott knows that, because Scott has been working on getting some cholesterol down. He eats real healthy and everything. His cholesterol was just a little bit high. It promotes bone strength and development of new bone tissue, which is amazing. Of course, it's known for alleviating respiratory conditions with the cold and flu. And it's really, really good for blood pressure and managing diabetes. And a lot of people take it for any kind of gastrointestinal issues, from constipation to IBS and all kinds of stuff. I guess it just really does a whole lot for that area, for the stomach. And then on top of it, it's just chock full of vitamins and antioxidants, really high in antioxidants. So it's great for free radicals and stress, cortisol and all that kind of stuff. There's just so much to it. If you haven't researched it, you have got to get in there and research elderberries. And they are toxic if they're not, they're toxic on the plant, and they have to be cooked. And once they're cooked, then they're not toxic anymore. So it's good to do your research and find out if, you want to make sure that you do everything correctly, because they are toxic. How toxic, I don't know. But I know that there's stuff all about how you have to do it, to make it safe to eat or to consume. But anyways, it can also be used for topical stuff too. like for making a poultice or something like that. There's a lot of stuff on skin issues with that. But anyways, you really need to get on there, like I said, and research elderberries. Go and get you some at the store. Order some elderberries. Make your own syrup. Scott makes a tincture too, which I'll get him to show us how to make a tincture. That takes longer to make. I think it takes like 30 days to make a tincture, but the shelf life is 5 years with that. And where the elderberry syrup is about 90 days in the refrigerator, and the tinctures can sit out on the counter and do not have to be refrigerated, but they do have pure grain alcohol in them. But yeah, it's great stuff. It is something that it's easy to take. You can get the whole family to take it. It is kind of expensive if you buying it and giving it to everybody in the family and everything. That's why it's best to make your own. And if you don't feel confident about making your own, though, I would still purchase it, because there's just so much, wonderful stuff in it and so much research. Elderberries are really, really well researched, kind of like turmeric. But anyways, get on there and look it up and maybe get some elderberries, make your own, get on it. It's awesome stuff. And I'll link Scott's syrups in my Etsy shop in the description box below if you want to go ahead and purchase those. And we will have tinctures coming in soon. We're sold out right now, but he's got some in the making. I think they lack like a week more or so. And anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and give me a like, a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos coming. Me and Scott are going to start collaborating. He's moving a tiny house out here, and we're going to be collaborating and doing a whole bunch of YouTube videos on all his knowledge of, medicinal herbs and everything, and all my stuff with my pets, with natural healing and all that. And hopefully we can bring you guys a lot of really great content. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later. Bye.